As soon as you start talking about actions, a lot of people had to get quiet. So if I ask you, 5 books you read in the last 6 months or last year, 3 new hobbies, 3 new tasks you started in the last year. You know what I'm saying? A new career you made moves to work towards. New mentorships you opened up. You know what I'm saying? People have nothing to show for it. I'm telling you. It's almost like, I was thinking about this earlier, like, because I even compare, I'm not even gonna beat nobody else up. When I was procrastinating and when I was like on some bullshit years ago, it's almost like you live life in limbo. I work so hard now and get so much shit done now, chat. I make my old self look like I was standing still. No, the way you maximize 24 hours is so fucking deadly. Let anybody that travel with me be my motherfucking witness, dog. They see me take 3 hours naps, wake up, bounce out the crib, and be on the same shit the next day. I sleep 3-4 hours at a time, and that's not healthy. That's not healthy at all. You know what I'm saying? And when I came back, literally, the first thing I did, I slept like 7-8 hours, bro. I told you that one night. I had streamed, it was like 11 o'clock. I was cooked when I came to my bed, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of urgency. You get this momentum, and you feel this urgency, like you feel like you dying for it, bro. And that's how I feel. I feel like, what other option do I have? I miss shit for this, bro. I could be this person's birthday party, baby shower, this event. I'm where I'm making money, and I'm not even really listening, interacting, talking to people. You're not even around me unless it's some situation of value or something to get done. Period, bro. You realize how normal certain shit is. You realize what comes with the territory of the type of person you becoming. And it makes you feel more normal hustling that way. I'm telling you, what kind of inspired this most recent arc and came at a perfect time. Well, what inspired Dark is just being tired of just not being around situations and trying things differently and trying things new. So this arc was already cooking. But when I got sick, chat, when I first moved to ATL, I told you I watched that Hugh Hefner documentary. And Hugh Hefner and what he did with Playboy is literally the perfect blueprint and layout of copy and paste of what I should do for the dojo. I mean, he took what was a magazine or dating advice. Like, he literally was giving dating advice to guys and clickbaiting them with women on the cover to a whole fucking brand. He had a TV show. The symbol was everywhere. Nightclubs. I mean, and because he was Hugh Hefner, it boosted the brand just as much. Because guys wanted to be like him, and girls wanted to fuck with the Play Bunnies. They wanted to be a part of the lifestyle. That shit it worked both ways. Both sides of the spectrum, people was trying to get in the mix. And it's funny because that's literally what happened after the weekend of the shenanigans. I posted all those clips. A whole bunch of people talking about, bro, please take me under your wing, bro. Please. Like, I just want to hang out. Let's go do this. Let's do it. You want with me shoot in the gym? And even women, chat. Isn't that so surprising? Women are seeing me post stuff and do stuff with other women and signing up. And you got niggas, which I was niggas at one point, trying to lie and hide and manipulate. And you got women signing up because they seeing women have fun around me. And they want more smoke and they want to have more fun. Like, don't ever talk to me about finessing and lying and all that. Nigga, the best finesse is the truth. Look at how we living. You want to be a part of this or not? And if you're not, what you choosing to do? God Supreme, I appreciate the T1 sub, man. And if we not, then what you gonna do? Where you gonna be at? Doing what? With who? It's terrible. No, let that guy be a testimony, bro. Let your actions and let the results speak up. You want to achieve failure, bro. Failure is an achievement if you're a hustler. If I'm telling you, if you knew how close success was to failure, you would not be mad you tried. Because all it takes is that one time. All it takes is that momentum to catch up, and then your skills turn around, and bam. This is what I mean, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, and this is the dating coach side of me, chat. Y'all are more helpable with your personal examples and experience. Because you're not just going to sit here, watch me do it, and skip to that. Because I didn't watch nobody do it. I didn't have no dating coach. Just pure field experience and improving over time. So our text messages are the best. You can look at this situation and say, damn, this is what was here that you didn't have, that you didn't take advantage of. And then when y'all watch me interact with people IRL, you see how good I am on my words or influential I am with my conversation. So I'm not just saying this for no reason. It does make a difference. Stop listening to those people that tell you what you say doesn't matter. Conversation is not key and all this other bullshit. Not keep it a bean, chat. Most YouTubers at my level have what? They all have jewelry. Or they all are extremely well known in certain communities because they do vlogs and shit. I'm predominantly known by men. So when y'all see me interact with women and people in places, I'm not riding off cloud. They literally don't know who I am. Outside of seeing the stream in my hand. They don't know I have 1,000 views in here or I'm doing this or that. It's just I literally have to just go off of me and whatever I can say in that moment. There's literally nothing that I'm drawing from, bro. And you're only going to get there when your experience gets you to the point where you can get comfortable flowing. You're trying to figure it out in your head. You're not going to figure it out in your head. You're overthinking. You're doing too much. It's not that complicated. A lot of shit during conversation can come to you in the heat of the moment. And you're going to keep asking questions in chat until you see that in your own life, bro. You're going to keep asking questions in chat that don't make sense until you see it in your own life, man. Why Jordan can go after the game and go gamble and drink and do what the fuck he want? It's because when you live a certain way, 364 days a year or 365 days a year for years straight, and you're like this every day all the time, and then you party here, you have fun here, especially while getting paid, in my case, while getting paid, you can afford that. Why? Because I've been playing sports all 4 years of high school. Go to college. Me and my homies used to just work out every fucking day, be at the gym for hours, literally hooping for 2-3 hours, or be lifting for 2 hours daily. No alcohol, no weed, no nothing. This is years of just pure training where your body is adapted. The bullshit come, you deal with it. Now you have something to be worried about if you've been a couch potato the last couple of years of your life, or you've been bullshitting, your diet has been terrible. But if I've been fucking with sea moss, trying this and that, there's a sustainability that is built up in my body. And I'm not saying this shit is ever healthy, but a lot of people's health issues and shit come from the wear down of their body for years. Meanwhile, I've been preparing my body for the opposite. My body has been sustained through fasting, through nutrition, through exercise. Don't compare this bullshit, bro. Especially with the knowledge of stuff I have. You have to know yourself to also know what you're dealing with too. Try and get off weed. You have to replace it with a habit, bro. You can't just, if you have an addiction to something, you gotta replace it with another addiction. Cause that time it's almost gonna be like you're gonna have to have a desire to spend that time away. So you have to replace it with something. You ain't lemon lime soda. Like, key thing, fun fact, I hate soda. When guys, Zaza make you lazy, stop blaming weed for you being lazy, gang. Stop blaming weed for you being lazy, gang. You lazy. Snoop Dogg smokes all the time. He run 30 businesses. You know what I mean? You can't make excuses, bro. What about the niggas with the lust addictions? You're bored as shit. You're too bored, bro. If you literally, I'm telling you, bro, when you got shit to do, the bullshit clears out, bro. It clears out. I'm trying to tell you, bro. The bullshit clears out, chat. That's all I'm gonna say. Anybody who ever been put in a position with their life where the responsibility became so important they could not afford to deal with the bullshit clears out. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Let it be shown. This is I'm so serious right now. I'm so dead serious. It's no explanation, no breakdown for that. It's just, I'm so dead serious. When this should become a matter of putting food on your family table, taking care of those around you, showing up for those that depend on you, the bullshit clears out. You will literally realize that half of the bullshit is beneath you. Yes, I said it. Beneath you. I'll be like scrolling on social media sometimes like, what the fuck do I care what this person posted? And just turn it right away. Turn it off right away. It literally is just, it's a bad use of my time with the kind of person I am. You got to look at yourself as valuable like that. You have to know you are a game changer. You are a difference maker. So you have to know when you put yourself in the right position at the right time, you will do what needs to be done. So you have to realize you're not going to be in that position at the right place at the right time if you're somewhere else doing something else. You feel me? Give yourself enough respect to position yourself for success, man. Look at your phone, right? Look at your screen time and watch and look how many hours you put on different apps and different social medias. And if you are not a plug channel or a content creator, then you're probably not even getting paid for that time. Which means you're investing time that's going nowhere. Just do the math on that time, daily and weekly, and multiply it by a year. Do the math and to get a year. Look at how much time you invest in Twitter in a year, or Safari, whatever you use it for, or TikTok. Just do the math on that for a year. Now apply that to something else. Damn, what if I started playing piano and I did it for $2,000 a year? Nigga, you will be great. You will be great. What if you did that in stocks or reading books? Nigga, you will fly through books. So the time is there, bro. Nobody else has an extra hour in a day that you don't. You understand? It's just one thing is, chat, is showing up, putting the time in the right place at the right time, investing it in the right areas. And then it's also efficiency. It's effectiveness. It's the matter of fact that when your time is invested strongly. Think about it, chat. If anybody been to the gym, right? As people that have been in the gym, we all know this. I'm about to get a perfect comparison. An hour at the gym don't hit the same for everybody. You fuck around and do a set and take a 1 minute and 30-second break. And it's times I done did a set and start scrolling on my phone. I done sat down. 2-3 minutes go by before I start the next set. That shit adds up. Not just in that one day. It's not just that one time. Your life is just not decided by one day of a great day. That's not it. That's not it at all. That's not it at all. Your life is like interest. Your life compiles, and then the little tiny ass differences add up over time, and then it's a huge gap between you and the next person. Otherwise, you're living off of luck versus a person who's living off of consistency. This is what will happen. Look at any industry of any field. There's a lot of talent. Be honest, chat. We look at LeBron James. Do you think out of all human beings that were ever born that LeBron is the most talented basketball player that was ever born? There are probably people that were born. Actually, there are probably people that he was playing against when he was coming up that were better than him. But why is he the GOAT? Why is he LeBron James? Why is he the king? Why is he the king? Look at how he applied his time. His basketball IQ is on another level. You're not born with that. His basketball IQ is on another level. It's people that's taller than him, shorter than him, faster than him, but they're not him. Did they take the extra measures and steps that he took to be LeBron and shit like that? Or even look at Curry, the number of shots he put up. Something like 10,000. I mean, I'm telling you, bro, he's missed more shots than you've taken in your life. I love statistics like that. He's missed more shots than you ever even taken in total. Like, add all your shots and add only his misses, you're not even close. You're not even close. So you can't even compare yourself to that. Facts, plenty of rappers more talented than Drake. But look look at the run, bro. Look at the numbers. Chat, I had to reflect on this myself honestly. You know what I did? They got a website called twitchtracker.com, bro. You can go on there and I think the ads ran, so I'm gonna wait for the ads. I'm gonna wait for the ads before I had this conversation. This is real shit. This is real shit, bro. Roz played more games with 10 plus points than games Shaq has played, period. Yo. Okay, I want to show you something, because when I seen this, I couldn't believe my fucking eyes about this dude, Jinxie, bro. This embarrassed me as a content creator. I'm going to be 100% honest. But it also made me realize how recent of a streamer I am when I actually looked at other people that are in the field. Like, so many people have so many hours in streaming. So let's look at Jinxie joint, right? I was looking at this. This is why I'm really even more on some shit right now with the consistency of streaming, because I'm realizing the difference it makes. It's a lot of streamers, right? It's a lot of streamers. Hey, shout out Nemo with the Twitch Prime sub. That average thousands of views streaming, to whether anywhere from 1K to 5K. And what I realized is looking at them streamers that average anywhere from 1K. Obviously, we're looking at Jinxie and Playboy Max and Kai, so these are all people that average way above that. But I'm gonna start to how what started me to realize what I'm about to show y'all and what I came up with recently, right? So look, you got plenty of streamers, chat, and this goes for any business or any industry, whether you play sports, whether you sell clothes and shoes, whether you market, make music, and all that, bro. I'm gonna give you an example, bro. This applies to anything. Think broadly. I'm gonna use specific examples. I know some of y'all brains have a hard time connecting it to the bigger picture. Just follow me here, right? So look at the total hour streams between these three streamers, right? Listen, I'm gonna go back to the overview, right? Dude, this says hour stream. This goes month by month. So just so y'all know what y'all looking at, right? This is a month by month of hours streamed, max viewers, and average viewers. Don't pay attention to the average viewers or the max viewers that person had that month, because they'll reach different peaks at different times. Just look at this. What I realized, I looked at Jinxie, right? We go March 2020 to its March 2024. He had only 2 months under 100 hours streamed in the past 4 years. 118, 105, 155, 202, 235, 220, look, 85, February 2021. Hundreds. Wait, did I mess up? Okay, 25 for this August. November, that's 99. I don't know if I rounded that up or something. But those are the only 2. So let's say 3 months. Because that's 99. That's crazy. But if we being strict, he had 3 months with under 100 hours put into streaming in the past 4 years. Every month, hundreds of hours put in. Some of these is 200 hour months. Now, mind you, almost 300 hour months I've seen on this one, 277, right? We go. This is not just enough though to just put hundreds and hundreds of hours in, because it's people that don't have those hundreds and hundreds of hours. You know what's crazy? I didn't even realize that about Duke. Duke don't stream a lot. That's the crazy part. I was just looking at all these different streamers, right? Dude don't stream a lot. There's not a lot of hours here in streaming. But the reason his views is up, because his marketing is strong. His branding is strong. So it's not just people do this thing where they just, oh man, I've been grinding, I've been working every day. But you've been doing bullshit. So it's people that have, obviously you see Jinxie got all these hours streamed. Kai has half the hours streamed, but he's in that top 5 of streamers because he has so many viral moments. He has so many viral moments that have marketed his career. So there's plenty of people, it'd be like, oh, I've been at the gym every day. I've been weightlifting every day. But you've been at the gym for hours doing bullshit. You've been doing nothing. You haven't been pushing your max. You haven't been making sure that those hours have impact to them. So that's what I realized. It's a double-edged sword. It's like, okay, I'm about to up my hours with streaming, but I also have to up my TikTok content. I also have to up my YouTube plug channel content. Why? Because I want those hours to be quality and quantity. It's not just quality over quantity. You can maximize both. You can maximize both. Let the quality and the quality meet each other, bro. Let them meet each other. Because that's where you get a situation like LeBron James. Was he the most talented basketball player or sports athlete ever born that touched basketball? No. Look at what he's done over those years of time of working and his consistency, and it's created a gap between him and other players you want to compare to him. You feel me? If you look at the streamers who sit at 1 or 2 viewers, you could tell the problems easily. I'm telling you, you see it all the time. With me being who used to be one of those streamers, I've had hours and hours streamed where there wasn't the marketing there. There wasn't the TikTok clips marketing me. There wasn't the YouTube content for people to grow while I'm not live. You see what I'm saying? And even currently now, I'm making sure you go to that, there are multiple YouTube plug channels that post my content. The only one I run is this Tykwondoe live page. Even the TikTok page I got. I want this joint to be averaging over 20, 30,000 views and even more some. This is going to be the consistently dump page. Boom, 20K, 30, 26K, 38K, 63K, 32K. Look, you got ones on here that's 8K, 10, 7K, 10K. I was just talking to Dre about this earlier. Because Dre started his live channel, and when I was working with Prime and Prime was starting his live channel, there was videos on there that had 5,000 views. That they did not do well at all. Now you look at Prime's dump channel, his reaction channel, dude. This is how this adds up though. 30K, 22K, 37K, 42K, 75K, 40K, 50K, 40K, 100K, 60K. You know how much money this is? Not even on some pocket watches. His reaction channel hit 300 now. How much? I don't think y'all get it, Bashat. I don't think y'all get it. When your consistency, when the quality matches the quantity, and like I said, I'm giving y'all inside the mind because I'm a businessman. I'm an analyzer. My success is not luck. My success is luck and preparation at the same time. That's how you create longevity. And I'm like, I look at somebody like Jinxie, and I'm like, oh, he on top. He the number one streamer in probably the world right now, on any platform that you can name. Number one. You have that he only had 3 months in the last 4 years under 100 hours. So you can't say he wasn't there. You can't say he didn't show up. You can't say the time wasn't invested. But then you look at how many plugs are in there for Jinxie, how many TikTok clips are there for Jinxie. You have to make sure that it's not just, oh yeah, I got the quantity, I've been showing up, putting the work in. You need the quality of time too. Because like I said, then you look at somebody like Duke. Duke don't have 1 million hours streamed, but he has YouTube vlogs that are getting traction, TikTok clips and plug channels, the AMP exposure. So there's a quality of level of marketing that's putting the branding out there. There are plenty of people that stream more or quote unquote work harder, but they're not working smarter at the same time. I understand how Jinxie pulls so many viewers playing a dead game. It's like every stream is the same. Right, but what views or business do you have or pull that makes numbers? You don't understand because you're not a successful entrepreneur. So there's a lot you don't understand. So that's good. You don't understand. You need to learn. I could tell you things from my level of thinking. He's able to revive a whole game because of his passion for the game. Made it entertaining for other people. Period. His literal passion for the game has made it entertaining to watch. And then once it became entertaining to watch, people said, fuck it, I want to play too. Bam. Dead to who? They just beat their record. I just seen a statistic. Rainbow Six Siege just beat their record for players at one time on Steam. The other day. 9 years after being out. And this is the thing of showing up consistently. What if they ended their game because their game hit an all-time low and just quit and just closed their game and said, well, no, we're closing the service. This shit is dead. I'm telling you, it's right place, right time, chat. Motherfuckers, you look at people's success stories, every time has somebody hit a new low or almost lost it all. Like I said, I watched the Hugh Hefner documentary. You realize certain shit is normal at certain levels of people's careers. Dude, this motherfucker, when they lost what was the equivalent of, I think, $1 billion. And came back and still was a successful company and had a whole nother run in the 2000s with rappers. This is why all y'all know who Playboy is and Hugh Hefner and all that, because of how his marketing went on later in his life. But that magazine been around since the 1940s. You know, that whole career and that whole thing been around. It's just that when what I'm realizing, chat, is when you are the type of person who doesn't quit and you look for that next avenue and you're consistent, there's no such thing as falling off. You'll always come up with something new. You'll always find something new. You'll always try something new. So there's no such thing as falling off. You might dip, your numbers might dip, your viewers might dip, whatever the case may be. There's no such thing as falling off. Because all it takes for you, bam, it takes that right moment. And nobody's career is driven off of 1 or 2 or 3 moments at all. Nobody's successful with longevity. You can't look at one fight for Floyd Mayweather and say, oh yeah, that's the fight that was the point of no return. You can't look at one game for LeBron and say, oh yeah, that was the game of the point of no return. Because there are plenty of people who have had that level of success and dived off the cliff. The only people that truly fall off is the people that disappear and quit. It's not a fall off when that person come back and hit and smack 10 times harder, bro. It's a difference between players and watchers of the game in the bleachers, bro. It literally is, bro. That's the fact of the matter. Once you step in that field, once you in that field, it's a certain it's people's opinions that now no longer matter to you. Not because you have some confidence and some self-esteem, but because you're signing up for a different cloth now. You play for a different team now. You don't even have time to pay attention to their opinions. And I tell you all the time, I've never had somebody more successful than me running multiple businesses judge me for trying something new. Judge me for working. Judge me for grinding. I've never had somebody with a level of success look at me strange for doing things like that. Never. I've only had people who don't have their own businesses, who are lazy. Lazy is a fallacy, by the way. That's a whole nother conversation. Who aren't maximizing their own potential, be able to easily look at me and say, oh, this is bad, this is good, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. It's like the most judgmental people do the least with their lives. It's like all they had to do is time to watch and look at others and say something. That's what you start realizing. All they have to do. Solo AJ, I appreciate this 6 months, man. Why is laziness a fallacy? So I seen a good clip, right, by a psychologist that talked about laziness being a fallacy. If y'all want to have this conversation, we can have it. Because it's crazy, because I heard people in my family say and describe and call others lazy. Here's why laziness is a fallacy. Because a person, I'm trying to summarize or remember the points to the best of my ability. I might be able to just find the clip. Hold on. Basically, the main points I remember is, chat, is that when people call somebody lazy, oh my God, I'm telling you, this is only going to make sense if you have the examples, if how I'm describing it clicks to what you see. When you call somebody lazy, right, it's actually not true, because an environment can stimulate a person to work in ways they've never worked before. Meanwhile, there's an environment which can completely demotivate somebody, drain their energy, make them not want to work at all. I 100% understand this, because in school or college or whatever, I might have been a procrastinator in one circumstance. Meanwhile, in another circumstance for my business, I'm willing to work days in a row off of 3-4 hours of sleep and get up the next day like it's nothing. I'm talking my body just flies out the bed. Meanwhile, there wouldn't be an alarm clock in the world that would wake a person up, because you're in a circumstance or an environment which is just not feeding you. And I think the example it used was, it said that if I put a plant in the ground and it didn't grow, I would never say the plant is lazy. And it was like, oh my God. Because you have to think about how your environment is helping you grow. The people you're around, the job you work, the even your household. And this clicked most to me, because I remember my mom would call my uncle lazy or something like that. And I'm like, it's not just that he was lazy. And the video had this whole idea that when somebody calls somebody else lazy, it's because that person's behavior is not fitting the status quo of the situation. Meaning that person's behavior is not, they're not living in a way that fits how that person wants them to live. So your parents might call you lazy because you're not going to school and getting the job that they want you to have to benefit them the way they want to take the benefits from you. So once you live in your own way, you choose a business or a different field or a different circumstance, and you're grinding. If it doesn't fit their world and it doesn't make a balance in their life that they want, which is sad, because their vision might be so small that their status quo is so low of you. So what they think is lazy for you is really beneath you. You really could be used in a lot better situations and a lot better potential. So they're calling you lazy, but you were never even meant to be grinding that way. That's just way beneath you, but you don't realize that yet because you're not in a circumstance or situation that has fully brought your work ethic out, that has fully encouraged all your skills to manifest out of you the way that they can manifest out of you. That's up for you to personally find and then strive towards and get into another direction. So the point I was making about if you put a plant in the ground, you would never, if that plant didn't grow, you would never say it was lazy. It's harder to see, chat, again, when you haven't jumped off the porch or you haven't thrown yourself in the water and said, all right, let me get around people or let me try a new career path or try something different to see what I can become. I'm trying to tell you, bro, the best way I can describe it is, in one situation, I might have been a procrastinator or lazy. In another situation, I'm sitting here, I'm going days in a row with no burnout, no sense of a burnout. Waking up with bare minimum of sleep and flying through my next day willingly, with energy, with passion, with ambition, with drive. Because your environment can literally breed a whole different level of energy and work ethic out of you. And that's not to make an excuse to say, oh, I'm not working because of my environment. Your work ethic can show up earlier. Yes, it can. Your work ethic can show up earlier. But the difficulty is you have to be so hard-headed. That's the word I'm going to use. You have to be so hard-headed. You got to be so fucking strong to go against the grain. And until your plans line up. Let's say you don't have the money to move. Let's say you don't have the let's say there's a certain factor in your life that's like really not allowing you to break through yet. Right? Which a lot of people sometimes there's plenty of it. You making this, we're gonna do this. But this is the thing though, Giraffe. I've been had a level of work ethic though. I've been had a level of work ethic regardless. Like, this is what I'm gonna say. This is not an excuse. I'm gonna give an example of this. I'm gonna try to separate what this is. There was a level of work ethic there, but that the environment only helped amplify. Like, that's the point. It's only gonna make you more of what you're already setting in motion. Would you get that friends such family weren't as dependent on you when you were in school and being lazy and procrastinating, which leads to you working hard now? The thing was, though, it's hard to describe, bro. It's hard to describe. Because it's a difference between, like, maximizing your potential and then getting things done. Like, even when I can say I was a procrastinator, I still was a visionary. I still had plans. I still had goals. I still had ambitions that were playing out and folding in real time. So if you're a person that has zero plans, zero goals, zero ambitions, you're not even a plant in the ground that's not growing. You have, like, it's just the whole, you're not even like in a position where you can fail enough to discover something. Does that make sense? Like there's a certain period or a certain space where you have to fail enough to discover something. And that's what I had, at least. I was discovering shit because I was putting shit in motion. So even when I'm relatively speaking, calling myself lazy or procrastinator, I was still working harder than the average person. I still had shit in motion more than the average person because I was discovering and trying things out. Even if it didn't work out and it didn't play out that way, I still was not stuck in motion or stuck in limbo doing nothing. You understand? I just did. This is the important part. When you have that limiting factor or that limiting thing, like, okay, I can't move yet, or I don't have the capital to start the business yet. What do I do? Well, guess what? The only thing you can do is, and I seen this also another quote from TikTok, and I'm gonna steal this word for word. The only thing you can do is what makes the most sense right there. Do what you need to do when you need to do it. Des the Don, I appreciate the 27 months. Literally, fuck damn ads. The only thing you can do is do what you need to do right now. Because what that's going to do is going to lead you down the path to a situation that'll give you opportunities to make bigger moves, to make better moves. But the only thing you can do right now is what you need to do when you need to do it. I seen a video that was the definition for abundance. The definition for abundance was doing what you need to do when you need to do it. And for me, for somebody who's now found my work ethic and been successful with a business for the last 3 years, and even before that, went to college on a scholarship and was doing things in motion for that, I've literally realized I would have never been able to predict where I'm at today. There's no crystal ball. And it honestly did not play out in any way I thought it would have. So you literally will never be able to predict the outcome. It doesn't matter what happens. It only matters what you do with what happens. That's the key, chat. You want to put it more on a position that you are the game changer. You are the difference maker. You are always only acting on the best information you have. It's limited. You are flawed. There are things you don't know that you don't know. You literally are just your current you right now. You are the best that you are right now. You are literally the best that you are right now. You don't know what you're going to become tomorrow, next week, next year. So because you know you are the best that you are right now, you have to make decisions to the best of your ability with failure in mind. Because what's going to happen is that last failure is going to put you in the next position to make a better move. Like I said, it's not that, okay, when I was in school, I'm a surgeon right now, or I'm going to medical school. It's just that at that time in my life, I was doing the best I could with the decisions put in front of me. You have to play the cards that you're playing right now, and then the deck is going to keep getting shuffled. But guess what? There's the difference between going through the motions and doing what you need to do when you need to do it. And I'm going to tell you how you know that difference. You know that difference because it's almost like an inner ick. There's almost like an inner feeling that's off. We all have it, bro. Do not pretend that you don't. I'm telling you, I'll give you a small example. Let's say you're at the gym doing 10 push-ups. When you do 8, there's a voice in the back of your head that says, you came here to do 10. You ignore that voice, you're selling. You do those 10 push-ups, or let's say you even had the idea. That's where it's at, chat. It's in those ideas that you let go. That's where your ambition is. That's where your work ethic is. That's where your potential is. Your potential is in the ideas that you let slip away. I make it a mark now that if I have an idea, I strike on it as quickly as I can. If I have an idea, I strike on it. How long did it take me to figure out I was going to move to ATL to get it done? Now, like I said, I'm not ignoring the fact that I had the income to move, whatever the case may be. But this is what y'all realize. People make excuses forever. So you literally have to do the best you can do with what you can do. Fail. That looks like doing the best you can do at the moment you can do it is failure. That's the indication that you're doing it. It's failing. Failure is the only sign that you did it. Failure. You know why? Because you went to a space that was beyond your reach. You went to a space that you couldn't do. You literally couldn't do it. You failed. That's perfect. Because now with that failure, you have a space where you can recognize new information. That's the perk of depression. That's the perk of when you're in a space where you're failing or life sucks and you're depressed. I actually seen a good ass video on that. It was like, that's the benefit of depression. Why did we evolve to get depression as human beings? We evolved to get depression as human beings because when we're depressed, we slow down. Depression makes us stop working. We lay in the bed all day. We sleep all the time. Well, what depression does for us is it slows us down so we can think. Think about it. When you're depressed, all you have the time to do is think. You're literally so lazy and bedridden that you just sit down and lay down. You're on the couch all day. You don't even work. So what depression can do is you have to feel that shit. You have to feel that shit. You have to think it through. You have to process what's going on. You have to literally say to yourself, what got me fucked up like this? What's wrong? That's what depression is telling you. Listen to your body. Listen to your mind. Listen to your emotions. What's wrong? Something's off. The bottom line of your depression is something needs to change. That's the bottom line of it. This is why depression is a good thing. Depression is a good thing because it'll put you in a space where you say, something needs to change. This is not working for me. That's the biggest power of depression. And when you find out what needs to change and you realize, okay, this is not working, you can now let it go. You can now let it go to create space for something new. No matter the risk, no matter the cost. because you've now been put in a position where you realize this is no longer working. What has worked, what you've been trying, what you've been doing is no longer working. I've been procrastinating on video ideas. I'm trying to tell you, you have to turn those ideas to memories. You have to turn your thoughts to memories. That's why I realized the importance of execution now. Is limit the space between that thought and that action. I don't give a fuck what it is. That's what I realized creates laziness, creates procrastination, creates a distance between me and my potential, and creates a distance between what I'm doing and what I could be doing. Is every fucking idea you listen, act on it as quickly as you possibly can, chat. That's all. That's all you can do. Because think about it. I'm spiritual. I believe in God. So what I believe is there's a realm beyond the physical world. So what is an idea? We can't grab it. You cannot grab an idea. You can't hold it. You can't hug it. Idea comes to you in your mind. It's in your head. Where the fuck does it come from? It comes from a place you can't see, a place you don't understand. So when you have an idea at any given time, you have to follow it and take it and pursue it. Why? Because you don't know where it came from, and you also don't know where it's going to take you. That's the key. So you have to take those ideas and let them play out.